Good morning, everyone. This is your mortgage agent, Erin from LendCity Mortgage. Today, I have a special guest, and he's a realtor, and his name is Erin Lee from Jump. And for today's episode, because Erin joined the real estate last year, it's been a year. So for today's episode, we want to touch base on the experience being a realtor and for the people who are interested in doing the real estate, and this is the episode for you. And welcome, Erin.
Hi, Erin, as well. Thank you for having me. My name is Erin Lee. I am a realtor with Jump Realty. And a little bit about myself. I've been in the business for 1 year. I absolutely have been loving what I'm doing. And I'm so happy to be here at LendCity with Erin.
Nice, thank you. So I just want to know, can you share a little bit of your journey as a realtor and what inspired you to pursue your real estate career?
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit about my journey. I feel like over the past 10 years, since I've been out of high school and in university and doing a different education, I think a lot of my experiences over the past 10 years, I've been a manager at a store, I've been a personal trainer, I've done a lot of different things in the customer service industry, serving and everything. I feel like I've taken different aspects from those jobs and they've kind of led me to where I am now and absolutely why I love real estate. You are serving your clients, you're serving your buyers and your sellers. So I feel like all those aspects have translated into where I am now. And I absolutely love what I do.
Nice, nice. Nice to hear that. And I know you have been doing amazing. And I'm just curious. So during this year, what challenge you have been through, as a new real estate salesperson?
Some of the challenges, I thought right when I got my education, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be selling so many houses or whatever. But reality check, it definitely was not like that. The amount of work that you have to put into this career is definitely a lot. And you're going to have your good days and you are going to have your bad days. But it all counts at the end of the day of how much work that you want to put into yourself and into your business as well. And that's something I've learned over the past year. So if I'm going to be sitting at home for a week, not doing any work, business is not just going to come to me. So I need to figure out different channels on how to drum up this business for myself and for my business as well.
Yeah, so that's really true. Like you gotta put work on yourself. That how you have a good result, right? So when you have a slow day or the bad days, how did you overcome it, and how did you? Because when the market is slow, right, that we have been through last winter, and how did you overcome it, and how did you target the market?
So for me, how I did target, when I got into real estate, I actually came right in as the market came right down. So I haven't really been in a really busy market. I feel like right now is probably the busiest that I have been in this market, which I'm super grateful for. But how did I do it? It took a lot of guidance from the brokerage that I was at, and then also now even too, I still have my bad days, but thank God to like Jump and everything. I have Damon and Mary there, the two brokers, and they're able to really help me and also give me a lot of support that I need as well too. So
That's perfect.
not just relying on yourself, but relying on others and also a big team.
A team. Yeah, that's true. The team support is really important.
Exactly, because we like to motivate each other, right?
Right, that's true. And beside that, and what's the good experience you have had with the client?
Yeah, I've had quite a few good experiences
Yeah?
with clients. One thing that I absolutely love doing is working with first-time home buyers and really getting them out there in the field, kind of seeing what they like, what their expectations are, getting, say, offers rejected or an offer accepted. It's all a part of the game and them looking for a house. And I feel like I've had quite a few experience with the first-time home buyers and just seeing that smile right when they get the keys on closing day just kind of makes my job all worth it. And then not even seeing their reaction, but their family's reactions and everything. It makes everything worth it.
Right, that's true. That's why we're saying closing day is the best day.
Yeah, yes, yeah, it definitely is.
It's always closing day made our days for sure. And speaking of the first-time home buyer that I had to mention, right? Because I think maybe the most of clients are the first-time home buyers.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
Okay, so and what's resource you're using? Because on the mortgage side, we gotta work together, right?
Yeah.
And what's the resource you're getting from like for the first-time home buyer clients regarding on the financing side?
So, in terms of the financing, we know that first-time home buyers here in Canada have quite a bit of lenience in terms of their first home that they're going to be purchasing. They put down 5%, which is a big thing for their down payment because typically with the house prices now, it's hard to put a down payment on, say, something that's $500,000, especially when you're only one person. So it's nice when there is two people as well. And also, I've worked with Erin on a few deals here, and she's been absolutely amazing, especially on our last deal. Remember my one client, they worked in the States, and we didn't know if they were going to have the notice of assessment on time. And Erin worked it out. I called her in a panic, and everything was good. So definitely Erin here at LendCity is a great resource as well.
Erin's our best.
Yeah, Erin's work well together.
Exactly. We're a great team though. That's nice. And also, yeah, like as you said, I'm always here to support you whenever we have some special growth program for the first-time home buyer. And, we're always here to help. And another thing I'm curious, I think all the new agents wants to know that is how do you generate the leads when you start a business though? Because it must be hard, right? Because you didn't have any network connection.
So that was one of my hardest things, just like we touched on before. I thought business would fall right into my lap. Everyone would know that I'm a realtor and it would work out like that. But just like I said and you said, it doesn't work like that. You really have to put your time into your business. So to generate leads, what I did, I really had to start putting myself out there as I am now. So I go to different networking events in the city to meet people in different businesses. I find it a really good way to put myself out there. I don't know any of these people, so I typically go by myself or with a friend, and we meet a bunch of different people in the industry and how we can collaborate on certain ideas and events together. And then also just attending different events as well. So setting up a booth there as well, and actually going out and meeting people there and like not being scared to say hello, because what's the worst thing that you're gonna hear at the end of the day? No. And we've heard it a million times, especially in our line of work. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, and I'm working on a bunch of stuff that I'm excited for now too, to drum up some more leads too.
Amazing. Like network connection are really important in our industry, right? So definitely meeting more people, attending events will be helpful, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even, some days you stay at home and you're like, oh, I don't want to go to that event. I don't want to go to my friend's event. I'm going to cancel. But then I tell myself, I'm like, what if there's someone there? And then you start talking about what you do for work, what they do for work. And somehow you might start working together out of that. So I'm like, I physically force myself to go to events and try not to be such a hermit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I think it's a good action to attend the events, right? Because even though for friends events, sometimes friends are not coming to you for the business, right?
Exactly.
But because they know you're new and they are not confident as well to work with you, I think that's how they think, right? But once they see that you're being more active, you have been doing great, and they will give you more trust, and they will come to you, say, hey, Erin, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Right?
Absolutely.
And also, I know our industry is quite busy, and how do you, manage your time and prioritize your tasks?
Google Calendar is definitely my favorite thing in the world. I'm probably checking that a little bit more than I am checking my Instagram
We
right
gotta got a
now.
sponsorship today from Google Calendar.
I know. Google, can you please sponsor us errands? Come on. No, it's just so easy to plan out my day during there. It sends me a notification 10 minutes before, and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, I need to get on this. I need to make my calls for the day. Need to get in touch with my clients. I need to make sure that I'm doing some lead generation as well, planning certain events, having listing presentation packages ready, connecting with my buyers, booking showings. So it's super busy, even looking for properties that suit them. I'm on Matrix all day too, so I'm always looking out. So Google Calendar is definitely how I stay on top of things. I even have to put sometimes when I have to eat, because
Oh,
sometimes I
wow.
forget during the day.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You need to, take care of self in the
Yeah,
meantime while you're working hard, right?
exactly.
Nice, nice. And also, could you share what's the, the mistake that you had made? Do you have
And
one like during the past year that you want to share? So it's kind of lessons learned for the new realtors that you would like to share.
a mistake that I made in the past year was working with a client. We were very different from each other. I would try my best to kind of be on their schedule, and I would accommodate that. And then one day they had come down here and in Windsor, and when they came down, it was just very. They had brought a friend, and the friend and themselves, they were talking in a different language, and they were kind of whispering the whole time, and I just kind of got really turned off by that experience. So I did have a few hard days. I tried to not let that get to me, and then we ended up putting in an offer on a property. We ended up not getting it. She was super upset with me and ended up calling the brokerage, and I had wished her well. She no longer wanted to work with myself, and that was really hard on myself because I had nurtured that person for over at least 5 months, and we were working together. I'm sending her homes, getting in touch with her, keeping her updated on the market and everything. And at the end, it was kind of a blow to myself, but I did have a bad day after that. But I told myself, I'm like, hey, this is not going to be the only time that this is going to happen. And I wrote down, I'm like, what do I need to do differently next time to improve myself to make sure that something like this doesn't happen as well.
That's perfect. So, yeah, so do you mind if you can share, like, based on this situation, what would you do differently for the next time?
Yeah, I think differently. I would, in terms of just the market updates with that person, I would definitely have a little bit more open communication with them, because I think after the last time I had met them and how it went with the attitude, I was super turned off. And I know at the end of the day, I work for clients. I don't work to make myself happy. I work to make my clients happy. So I have to learn to set my pride aside and allow feelings to be feelings and emotions to be emotions, and just work for my clients and not be so guarded after that and have certain situations like that happen to myself.
Right. That's a good lessons learned though. Yeah, because we deal with many clients has different personalities, right? And sometimes client give us attitude or emotions that we have to take, and changing the mindset is really the key to to be able to still work together with all types of a client though. But it has happened for all the people who are just joining the real estate, but one step at a time, we will be all good at
Exactly,
that.
exactly. There's going to be different experiences, so I try to take on what I can and learn and see what I'm going to be learning from each experience as well, too,
That's
from
true.
the client that I take on, because they're all in a different stage. So some might be a first-time home buyer, some might be a third, fourth, some might be an investor. So I'm learning all different aspects of the job and how to deal with clients as
That's
well.
perfect. Yeah, like we're never afraid of mistake has happened, right? Because no one is perfect. We're improving while we're doing that. So
Yeah,
good for you.
thank you.
Yeah, and also another thing I'm really interested is I know, putting the offer, getting the best deal for the client is the key as a buyer listing or the seller listing, like represent for their clients. And what's your negotiation strategy when you try to get a best deal for your client?
My negotiation strategy is always looking out for my client and what's best for them. So, how I start with the negotiations, we go see a house, they love the house, they want to put an offer. First, I see, okay, are we able to do a preemptive offer? So, a preemptive offer basically is also called a bully offer. So, trying to put our best foot forward even before the offer date. I see if the seller is even looking to do that. So, I always call the listing agent, make sure that I'm covering all my bases with the clients. If that's not happening and we are looking on, say, an offer presentation date, I get a few offers together, kind of see what numbers we are working with and kind of go from there based on the amount of offers that they'll be getting. Because right now in today's market, it's super hard again. There is a lot of properties with multiple offers on them. So I am writing a lot of offers in that sense. And then my next thing is, say I have to go to an offer presentation, say it's just myself, to kind of load up my arsenal, I would call it. I actually print out a bunch of comparables and their properties and how it compares to this property as well. I did that in my last negotiation and ended up getting the property because this property was priced way too high and we got it definitely under the price that it was listed. So
Right, what's the deal we did together?
it was,
It's
yeah.
a nice house
It's a
and
very
it's
nice
really good
house.
price though.
Yes. So yeah, there was quite a bit of negotiation back and forth with the agent, but at the end of the day, I ended up standing my ground. I didn't fold for my clients, and the agent that I worked with, she was absolutely great as well. So nothing bad to say. Obviously, she's representing her clients, and I think the deal was supposed to be finished at 4 p.m. the next day. She had called me at 3:59 p.m. So I was like on my toes. I'm like, "Oh my God, is this even going to happen?" But yeah, stood my ground and my clients were absolutely happy in the end. So
And also before, like speaking of the bully offer, like I just want to mention, before doing all offers, like would you recommend your client, getting the pre-approval to see how much their budget is?
absolutely. That's the first step that we should do before even going to see a property. Because at the end of the day, say I brought out clients, say even before getting pre approved with you, they're like, oh, yeah, I have this income, this income. I put on a mortgage calculator. Or
It's not work
so,
like that
and
way.
it doesn't work that way. And I kind of learned the hard way the first time because one person that I was working with, they said that they were approved for X amount. And I'm like, okay, like, did you get pre approved? This is the very first person I ever worked with. And they're like, yeah, I got pre approved. Come to find out, I'm asking questions. I show them properties and everything. There's in the process of getting pre approved. And I found out from the mortgage lender that it wasn't even a pre-approval. They actually ended up looking on a mortgage calculator and kind of inflating the numbers that they were putting in there as well too. So they were definitely confused as to what they're looking for. So I I was even confused too because I'm like, wow, we can't be looking in this price range when we're back down there. So first thing, always get together with a trustworthy mortgage agent, just like yourself. And from there, once we have a number that we're able to work with, I kind of ask the clients, what are you guys comfortable working with within that pre-approval? Some people want to work right up here. Some people want to work kind of in the middle. They don't want to spend it all. At the end of the day, it's not free money. You have to pay it back, right? So I like to make sure what they're comfortable with and then always get pre-approved before you show some homes as well. So
That's the key. That's true, that's true. And also, like you said, I have seen lots of clients, they go to the online mortgage tool to get a rough idea of the how much their budget is. But the fact is we need to factor into all the debts, liability, car loan, credit card balance into the calculation. Those debts will lower your mortgage amount though. So to be on the safe side, yeah, find your bank or mortgage broker to help you to do the calculation to get a real pre-approval. Because the one they did online is called like pre-qualification, so it's not a real thing, and it's not accurate. It's just a rough idea. But if they're really seriously looking for the property, it's just for on the safe side. Also, it's good for the realtor to get a accurate number because you don't. If they can only qualify for 600,000, you don't want to look for 650,000, right? Because they won't be able to qualify for that much, and they will get into trouble when they put an offer, and they cannot get the financing done. So just always look for the house within the budget is kind of efficient working for both client and the realtor and the mortgage agents.
Makes our jobs
Easier.
easier and
Efficient, yeah.
just like in life, kind of how you were talking about that just now. If there's not a piece of paper that like states that there's a pre-approval or an email or a certain document, just I always try to ask my clients for that first, just to make sure that everything is going well. Or I ask for the mortgage agent's name, and I like to build a relationship
Right.
with them as well, because it's not going to be the first time I'm going to call them during the offer. Because even before I put an offer, I have to make sure, hey, like, do I need to put a financing condition in there just to make sure that the mortgage payment is going to go through? Because at the end of the day, I would be doing my clients a disservice, and I wouldn't be doing my due diligence myself if I'm thinking, okay, they're pre-approved for this amount, so they're automatically going to get it on this house. There's certain factors that you guys take into account too, and if they're going to be able to get that certain pre-approval or mortgage even for that property.
That's true. That's true. And also, the good thing is for the deals we have been working on, then you always call me to check the numbers, even though you will also help to explain to the clients, like, okay, we need the documents. The reason why we need, like, some banks, they don't ask for the documents, but for us, we prefer to get all the documents up front. So that, not all the documents, but the income documents up front, so that we can confirm this is the income we can use, right? Because sometimes clients are like, okay, I make this base salary and I also have incentive or I have bonus, but we won't be able to use it until it's showing on the 2-year T4s, right? But they thought they make that higher, but actually the lender can only use the base salary. So that caused the problem a lot. That will be a huge difference on the mortgage amount with and without the bonus, right? So that's why it's good. You can also help to explain to your client, sending in the documents is really important for us as well.
That's probably the best thing, and that's why I like working with you as well, because you are very thorough in what you do, and sometimes I do have questions about what you're saying, and you're definitely not afraid to answer me and kind of help me understand what's going on as well too. And in fact, the fact that you guys take all the documents before and get this process going and getting that pre-approval from the clients makes everything so much easier in the end. That way, in say our conditions for 3 days, my clients aren't scrambling to find this certain paper. Oh my God, I can't log into the Government of
Yeah.
Canada site for
It
my
takes
T4.
time
And
though,
I'm like,
right?
yeah, it takes time. So I like how organized you are. And when we do work together, it works well for
Awesome.
sure.
We have a whole team to support you and your clients.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice, nice. And finish the like we just finished the talking as the buyer agents, right? But I know you have assignment sale. I
Yes.
saw your posting.
Yes.
And when you have such listing, and how do you do to promote your listing and attract the potential clients?
Yes, so assignment listings, it's completely different, and I feel like it's gonna start coming up in Windsor a lot more, especially with all of the construction aspects that are coming, all the pre-constructions, condos, townhomes that are coming to Windsor. So how have I been getting it out there? Because a lot of assignment listings are not allowed to be listed on the MLS. So I actually this is why I love working at Jump. My broker, Damon, he's been super helpful with me in this process. And I had never had an assignment listing before. So I'm like, do you know what? I really want to tackle this because just like we talked about before, I like to kind of take on a challenge. So once I do this assignment listing, I'm going to have a better idea of how they work, right? So with this assignment listing, I created a post. I found out on Facebook that there's a bunch of pre-construction and assignment groups that I'm able to post this property on. So I have it posted on about seven different channels on there. I'm posting it on my Instagram. I have it on Kijiji as well. And then also on top of that, sometimes that doesn't always work as well either. Uh, I am actually reaching out to certain clients in that area, or not clients, but sorry, realtors in that area, sending them emails of this assignment just to kind of let them know and keep that word spread. Because if it's not on MLS, sometimes it's hard because some realtors might not be following certain pre-construction or assignment groups. So I'm trying to keep it as broad as possible, and then also offering it to my teammates at my brokerage, so the other realtors that I work with as well, which we have a network of over 150 agents. So
That's a good way though, right? Because you never know, maybe another realtor will have a client who are interesting though.
exactly. So keeping the options open, and you never know who has a client that might be interested in a certain area in Ontario as well.
Awesome, awesome. I think we touched the most of the topics, and the last question I want to know is, what do you suggest or advise for the people who are interested or considering entering the real estate industry?
First thing that I'd suggest, definitely knowing your resources, and when you're signing up for school, you just really got to think, is this something that you are going to be passionate about and that you really want, you know? Because at the end of the day, just like we talked about, the business doesn't just come to you. You really have to put in your blood, sweat, and tears into this business. And
That's true.
especially during school, it was super hard for me as well. The tests were hard. I had many late nights, a lot of struggles for quite a while, but ended up pushing through. And then at that point, just like we talked about, you think you've just passed the finish line, everything's gonna be great, but no, you do have to put in work to it. So I think if you're looking to get into this business, this is something that you really have to think about, because income and your finances are, they're just not gonna come to you unless you are really willing to put in that work. It's all up to yourself. So
Right, exactly. And you gotta find the passion, because if you have passion on that, no matter how hard, how tough the process is, you never complain and you will still dive into it.
no, I absolutely agree with that.
Perfect. So it's nice having you here today, Erin. And just tell everyone like how if we wanna, ask for your help, how can we reach out to you?
All right, everyone. So if you are looking for a great realtor, definitely to help you out with first time home sale, listing your property, an investment, even an assignment, please feel free to reach out to myself. I work at Jump Realty here in Windsor. My number is 519-996-6811. Thank you.